It's CardKast with Mike and Len, the show about everything sports cards, autographs, and memorabilia. I'm Len plus Z, and this is the Fresh Catch Video Edition. What's going on, everybody? It's been a long time since I've done a Fresh Catch video, although I've been doing a ton of mail day videos just because I've been buying stuff like crazy on eBay, and I'm just kind of like, the real reason for mail day was to get back packages and do open reveals for PSA, but they're just taking forever, and I've got, 10 orders. I got 2 more orders coming in. Hopefully they come cycling in sooner than later, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I do have some great mail day videos coming up as I get the newer stuff that I just won last week, this coming week. So that should be pretty fun. Now, this is a nice little baseball collection that I picked up, signed baseballs, and I got them back from JSA. Only took about 2 weeks to get everything certified with the letters and everything came back 100% good, which I liked. And I don't think I had any questions on anything that went in. If I know something's bad, I don't bother sending it in. So we have, as far as baseball collections, this is definitely the best one I bought this year. I did have an earlier episode of Fresh Catch with, if you want to go back to it, I picked up a lot of nice signed Mickey Mantles. That definitely rivals this, but what I really like about this collection is the diversity of it. So, there aren't any single side Mantles, ironically enough, but Mantle is featured on one of the baseballs that I'll be showing in a couple seconds here. So I'm just going to go down the list and let's see. Oops, sorry for the delay. I had a small display thing here, but that's okay. We're good. All right, so I'm going to start off. I'm just going to go upper left, and we'll work our way down because the upper ones they're nice baseballs, but they're not the ones that are down here, probably not to the level or the extent, but they're cool. This is a Richie Ashburn signed baseball. He inscribed at Hall of Fame, 95. And what's cool about this baseball is, it's toned up. It's pretty toned up. Like, I think, he might have had like some French fries or something before and whatever, but the signature is really strong. And they did that back in the 90s. They would sit there and they would eat, and I don't think people really were considering the toning aspect of baseballs. And even people that got signed baseballs, they would take them and put them back in that cray paper and put them back in the boxes, and that paper actually tones the leather of the baseballs too. So I don't know if you knew that, but just a little piece of knowledge there for you. So what's interesting about the Richie Ashburn Hall of Fame inscription is he was inducted in 95. He only had 2 years, unfortunately, to put the Hall of Fame inscription on there. So he passed away in 97, which makes this ball very unique because a lot of people that collect Hall of Fame signed baseballs, they really love that Hall of Fame inscription. So very cool. Next up, we have Johnny Vandermeer. Probably didn't know, who's this guy? Well, this is a guy that threw back-to-back no-hitters. So on 6/11/38 and 6/15/38 for the Reds, I believe. So again, another unique inscription. And if obviously, you have your Hall of Fame signed baseball collectors, but that's just a unique situation there. So, and up next we have Don Newcomb, who pitched for the Dodgers his whole career. And this is a multi-inscribed ball. He has done this. Very, very cool. He's still living today, which is pretty cool too. So I'm probably one of the last remaining Brooklyn Dodgers up there with, Sandy Koufax and a couple of other guys. But, he was Cy Young 1956, which I believe that was the first year they introduced the award, which is pretty cool. And then he was also the NL MVP in 1956. Pretty nice. And, we're going to go back to that let's see, probably in a few minutes, because I have another interesting ball that kind of goes along those lines as far as history. He was also National League Rookie of the Year in 1949, and he wrote his number 36. So pretty cool. Very cool. Very cool historic ball. He is not in the Hall of Fame, but he is definitely a fan favorite, and he definitely he did some damage as a pitcher, that's for sure. He's got some great accolades there. All right, so we're going to go to the top over here. And now we have you're like, what's so big about Ralph Terry? Well, when it's dual signed with Bill Mazeroski, Ralph Terry gave up that home run to Bill Mazeroski, which probably got him in the Hall of Fame. Because if you look at his career numbers, he definitely didn't get in as a hitter, but that probably helped. So the fact that this is dual signed is pretty cool. There's not that many up online. Pirates, Pirates, Yankees. And so that was pretty cool. Now, the MVP situation. So this guy, you're like, who is this guy? This is Hal Newhouser. He's a pitcher for the Tigers, and he won back-to-back MVPs in 1944 and 1945. And what's interesting about that, because I was like, wow, it's like he doesn't have any Cy Youngs, and then they didn't introduce the award until 1956. So it would have been interesting to see if he would have, gotten the Cy Young award along with that. Very, very cool. And he's also, I think, the only pitcher to get back-to-back MVPs. So I think there was like that trivia question where it's like, name all the players, because I think at one time, with maybe the exception of like one overlap, there was like 10 guys that had back-to-back MVPs in each. It was like in each position. It's just kind of how it worked out. And he was the pitcher. So I don't think there's anybody since. Now, here's a little bit of a tragedy. This is what happens when, again, the toning could be from anything. Could be the guy not washing his hands, just could be the way the leather, again, sat in the crepe paper. But this is also a combination of a display too. So this ball was clearly displayed, had some sunlight, and this is a Hank Aaron signed baseball. And what made it really cool was the Home Run King inscription. And these were number 33. So he did 715 of these baseballs. And this one is just, it's sad that it's not strong. I mean, even if I would be okay with the toning if the signatures in the inscription was strong, but it's just kind of like, hey, don't put your baseballs in sunlight where the sun could get it, or maybe under direct light from a lamp for too long. So moving right along, we have in the last one of the previous Fresh Catch videos, we ended up doing a bunch of Mantles, and in that same group was a nice bright Billy Martin signed baseballs. So Billy Martin passed away in 1989, and his baseballs go for a good amount of money. So it was kind of cool to get another one of these this year. And here we have a really cool multi-inscribed Yogi Berra. So he did his full name, Larry Yogi Berra, number 8. The years that he won all of his MVPs, Hall of Fame 72, and 358 home runs for a catcher. I think that's pretty fantastic. He didn't put the 10 championship rings or all the other things that he's gotten, all the other awards. I mean, Reggie Jackson put out he had his company, the Reggie Jackson Company, back in the early 90s, and he had all these legendary Hall of Famers come in and really tat up these beautiful baseballs. They did like 1,000 of them. And when you see all the stats that these guys actually have and were able to put on there, is pretty cool. And I mean, Yogi Berra was able to cover a whole baseball, which made that pretty cool. And the other thing about the Yogi Berra baseballs with inscriptions is he stopped doing them. Like it was rare for him to put out inscriptions. I think like post 2005, 2004, he just didn't want to do it anymore. He's like, I'll sign baseballs, but I'm not gonna do inscriptions. So very, very cool baseball. Next up, we have a very cool Mel Allen. You probably remember him as being an announcer. He also, I'm drawing a blank on the TV show that he did in the '80s. But his famous catchphrase, "How about that?" So a very unique inscription for this nice bright white baseball. So very cool there. If you're a Yankees fan, it's almost kind of like if you're doing the players, you kind of want to get the announcers too. I know people that were big on getting a Bob Shepard, voice of Yankee Stadium signed baseball, or the organist starts his last name's an L. Lytle, yeah. Well, anyways, so here we go. We have a cool, very very neat Joe DiMaggio sweet spot signed baseball. We do have some toning issue here, and that's just it. I mean, people are paying premiums for baseballs that are bright white. So this ball is not all the way around bright white, but it still has a lot of value. It's not, and it's also not, if the whole ball is like toned or has these like hideous tone spots, like this really just obstructs the signature and everything, even if the signature was, good. So, those are all things to just kind of take in consideration. So here we have a nice, so we got some toning, some serious toning issues here, probably where the ball was sitting, in the person's display case. But other than that, the ball is, pretty much bright white and has that mint, green Willie MAYS. This looks like a 90s signature for sure. Most of these baseballs were from a 90s collection for the most part, maybe going into the earlier 2000s. And, Willie Mays baseballs, Hank Aaron baseballs, they've all been going up rapidly over the past couple of years. So, I just remember not being able to get $75 or $80 for a Willie Mays signed baseball. It's ridiculous. But anyways, here we have another Hall of Fame Brooklyn Dodger, Pee Wee Reese. And his baseballs sell for good money. And this, for the most part, is bright white with just very, very small toning spots on them. On again, 90s, Bill White, RONLB baseball. So very cool Pee Wee Reese ball there. And here we're going right into Tom Seaver. Single sign baseball, similar condition ball to the Pee Wee Reese. Again, on a Bill White. Here's some, again, probably however the person had it displayed, had it sitting on something, and, little issues there. But overall, it doesn't take away from the signature or anything like that. This is very cool. So this is what we call almost like a cream color tone baseball, where the whole ball is kind of toned, but it's more of the age toning. And it's not bright white, but it's acceptable because it's not ugly. It's not like a French fry fingerprint stain or something like that. So, again, if it's bright white, it definitely commands a premium, but this is okay too. So, and what's unique about this autographed baseball is a lot of baseballs, a lot of things signed by Willie Stargell. I don't know if he was using the same pen for all the times he was signing, but there's a lot of faded stuff on him out there. This is a nice, strong signature. And the fact that he inscribed it Pops, Willie Pops Stargell, definitely makes it unique. And actually ended up getting a letter on this ball. So there you have it there. All right, now we're getting down to the big guns here. So let's go with a dual sign. Warren Spahn and Johnny Sane, Pray for Rain. These guys were teammates and they were deadly. So, I'm pretty sure that, if you had to face those guys in a 2-day span or maybe even the same day in a doubleheader or some situation like that, you were praying for rain. So very, very cool baseball there. Sometimes they're actually, this one is not, but sometimes they're actually inscribed. Johnny Sane will actually throw on the bottom, pray for rain, and which makes it, a little extra special. But just having it dual sign, both those guys have passed away, for a good time ago now. So early 2000s. So we're going to get into, we'll go with this one. Very cool baseball. Here we go. Has some uniqueness to it. So here we have Hank Aaron signed the sweet spot, Willie Mays on the south panel, and Eddie Murray is on the top panel. Now, you can almost make a thing saying that if it was just a Hank Aaron, Willie Mays signed baseball, it's probably worth more than if Eddie Murray signed it, which is insane. But what's cool about this is all three are in the 500 home run club and also the 3,000 hit club. So that is pretty cool. Yeah, not too many other guys can claim that. So we'll go with let's go with this one. This is a rare baseball, and I was like shocked to see what some of the asking prices were. I didn't see any completed listings on these, but this is a 20-game winter ball for the 1971 Orioles, and all four signed it. So you have Jim Palmer on the sweet spot, who went 20-9, Pat Dobson on the north panel, who went 20-8, Mike Cuellar on the south panel, who went 20-9, and Dave McNally, who went 21-5. So just very, very cool. If you're an Orioles fan, I mean, that's probably a very much like a holy grail baseball to have all four of those guys. And just so we're talking, the panels here. So you have your sweet spot. North panel is just above it. The south panel, and then you have your your east and west panels, and then you have like the back sweet spot there. So, which is usually where the logo goes. All right, getting down to the last two. So Ted Williams sits in the glove. It just is so nice and bright white. This is a really nice baseball with a gorgeous signature. Probably a 10 out of 10. Has those little imprints again. Probably came from the stands, but other than that, I mean, this is Snow White. Unfortunately, because of those little dots there, I don't know what the ball would grade. But I mean, from the front, I mean, this is that's what you want. So that is very cool. Ted Williams, I mean, just one of the greatest hitters of all time. I mean, people label him as the greatest hitter of all time, but I don't know. I think he could throw guys like Tony Gwynn in there, and I don't think anybody would complain. So here we have what I originally thought was a 500 home run club baseball, and so it has, I think it's got 13 signatures on there, and so I thought it was a 500 home run club ball, but a couple guys made the ball, and they're not 500 home run guys, but they're not bad, I guess, to have on there. I mean, it doesn't make it a 500 home run club ball anymore, but we'll get into it. So on the sweet spot, we have Willie McCovey, Frank Robinson, both who we've lost in the past 5 or 6 years. Ernie Banks, same thing. He's on the East panel there all by himself. And let's see, we've got Hank Aaron and Willie Mays on the West panel there, all by themselves, which is pretty cool. On the South panel, we have Mickey Mantle, Mike Schmidt, Reggie Jackson. I think that's very cool too. And on the North panel, we have Ted Williams, Harmon Killebrew, Eddie Matthews. But then at the end, we have Willie Stargell and Carl Yastrzemski made the ball. So again, not 500 home run guys, but I'm not complaining that they're on there. And out of these baseballs, honestly, I think that, I don't have, I mean, you guys seen the stuff that I put in my personal collection with the signed baseball or signed cards. The vintage cards, what I really like. Some pack pulled stuff I'll add to my personal collection. And I don't have any signed baseballs, except for the one that my dad signed. We have the father-son dual signed baseball there. But, as far as baseballs are concerned, I mean, I'm probably going to end up holding on to this one because I just like it with all the signatures. I may hold on to the Hank Aaron, Mays, and Murray because I think that's really cool. And, everything else is probably going to be up on eBay along with another 14 baseballs that are mostly, I think they're all Hall of Famers or they have some sort of uniqueness to them. There's Reggie Jackson, Phil Rizzuto, Earl Weaver, Jim Bunning, stuff that I could have probably done just a show on its own. But, these were the standouts of the collection. So, anyways, they will be going up on November 15th for 7 days, and they will be ending the following Sunday. And all of them will be starting at low $9.99. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll be doing probably another fresh catch. Plus, I got some mail day videos coming up this week. And again, Mike and I are supposed to get together and do something soon with another podcast shortly. So thanks for hanging out, guys. A sincere thank you to all the listeners out there. If you like the show, please like, share, and comment below, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you will be notified when all of our new shows are uploaded. Click on the links below to join Mike and Lynn's Facebook page loaded with sports memorabilia content. Visit Mike's opening day break room to see tons of new products opened up daily that you can participate in. And lastly, visit our eBay store, CardKast, to look for the newest auctions of sports cards and memorabilia uploaded weekly. And we're out.